Well, hello, good evening, welcome, well, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Reach Across Live with Paul Francis, your host. And let's get this. There you go, the brand new intro even to Reach Across Live with Paul Francis, your host. Now, I want to say a big, huge welcome to everybody who's coming along to join us tonight. And it's going all around the world. So I'm just messing around here. I'm just pressing buttons. So there we go. Um, yes, a little bit flustered there because it's coming in. It's actually coming into my headset from 3 different places. So look at all those people that have joined me already in the chat room. Now, for all of the Facebook users, for all of you who want, if you want your names and your faces to be in the chat room, click the StreamYard connection to allow the connection on StreamYard, because all I can see with you that are talking to me is just Facebook user. So Lynn and Claudia, I can see you guys. Welcome. And somebody says, hiya, Paul, but I can't see who you are. So you need to click whatever it is. You need to click the StreamYard connection that allows you to be able to comment here on my chat room so I can see you and I can help you. And a big happy new year to everybody. If you haven't already been joining me, of course, on the Spirit Quest Journey of Life shows on Thursday night, I would like to wish you of course, a very, very happy new year and welcome back to the shows. As you can tell, the shows are now going out on multiple levels, on multiple networks all over the world. And it's a great pleasure to be bringing Reach across to UPRN Network. So we are coming to you live with the United Public Radio Network and 105.3 and 107.7 FM live from New Orleans. So I'd like to say a huge good afternoon to all of the people in the United States listening to us today, and welcome to the show. Kathy Hadley has just joined us. Kathy, good evening. Welcome. Lovely to see you. Now, it's vital. Please, please, please share the show. Now, we've got lots of things happening, and Reach Across is kind of evolving. Now, as you know from years gone by, Reach Across was always myself dealing with your questions, Q&A, and dealing with any energies that have come into the room. They connect with you, I give them to you. Now, I've always said this: if you want the chance of getting a reading, don't say, "Is there anything for me?" Okay, because I just bypass those. I don't even look at them. Okay, what you need to be doing is asking a question. All right, ask the question, and a question will create a link, and that link actually helps me to be able to connect with those on the other side of life. As always, I've got the trusty cards with me tonight, and as you can see, I'll be shuffling them right in front of your face, so you know they're not pre-set up or anything like that. And those of you who know me anyway know that I don't mess about. I don't tell porkies and stuff like that. Faye Ewing, welcome to the show, my darling. Lovely to see you. So there's a lot of people chatting to me. Angelica is chatting to me. So Angelica, when you came on, and you'll see a little connection to there's a word called StreamYard, and this show goes out on StreamYard and goes through Facebook, YouTube, and multiples of other outlets. So click allow, basically allow yourself to be able to talk through StreamYard, and you'll come up on my Facebook, in the chat room in StreamYard. So those of you who need to, just follow the information I put up on Facebook a little bit earlier, and you'll be able to come and chat with me. Facebook is it's working, so it's showing it now. Vanessa Mail's just coming through. Vanessa, welcome to the show. Lovely to see you as always. So please share the show with your friends and family. Tell them that we're back. Tell them we're live, and come and have a good old chat with us. So as always, Q&A is the big thing for me. It's always about getting involved with you and trying to answer the questions that you might want to put forward. So I can see Lynn and Trudy. Trudy says, somehow I've got stereo on my lap. Well, I'll tell you what, stereo on something is better better than nothing at all, isn't it? But Trudy, welcome to the show as always. Lovely to see you. Now, I said, Reach Across will be basically evolving. Now, when I say evolving, I actually mean that. Now, what I mean by that is, in some instances, in not necessarily maybe today's show, but shows to follow, I'll be able to bring you on and do the reading for you one-to-one directly on the show. So if you're, for example, if you're in the United States, or if you're in any other country other than the UK, you will have the ability to be able to have a one-to-one with me live on the show. If that happens tonight, great. If it doesn't happen tonight, don't get flustered. I'm just sort of starting to build the show up. The first show in the new year is always about getting it together. Okay, getting the sort of the ball rolling, giving it a slight push, and then we get the ball rolling, and then the rest of the show kind of irons itself out. As you know, those of you who've been following my other show, Spirit Quest, the first show was great. The second show evolved a bit. The third show evolved a bit more. And that's the same. I don't expect anything different with Reach Across. Now, this Mary Erickson. Mary, hi, welcome. Lovely to see you as always. Thanks very much for being here. And so get it out there. Share the show. Tell everybody we are back. We are back and we're live. And Trudy says her laptop joined all by itself. That's cool. As long as it's joined. As long as it's not arguing with you. It's more important. So if you can figure it out, Trudy will probably help you as well, and Lynn. They'll tell you how to be able to get your name to come up on the show. Amanda, good evening, my love. How are you? Good to see you. I was wondering, actually, because I haven't heard from you for a wee while. I was wondering how you were and how things are going. Welcome to the show. A lovely another Facebook says, hello, Angel. Vanessa says, it was my sister's funeral last Thursday. Do you know who's with me, please? Well, actually, Vanessa, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not getting a link at the moment, so I won't ever tell any porkies. I won't try and mess it up and just... I won't try and build it up and make myself look, or try to make myself look good, because that'd be lying, and I don't do that. If I get a link for you, Vanessa, I promise you I will bring it through. But that being said, going through all of the work that I've done over the last 30 years, once you have a family member as close as a brother, sister, mom, or dad who have crossed over, you can be absolutely assured they will be around you. They will be getting orientated to where they are. In other words, getting a grip on where they are, and remembering that when they've crossed to the other side of life, they not only are trying to figure it out where it is they're going, but they've also now reconnected with all of the people that they've lost. I was telling you this on the other show. So they will have connected with all of the people that went before them. So can you imagine what kind of a party that's going to be? they're going to be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. They're going to be like that. So once that party's kind of starting to die down a smidge, they will be also being shown by your friends and family who've crossed ahead of them how they can reconnect to you. Okay, so with that in mind, she will be around you, but so will other members of your family. Okay, my love. Now, it's, I can say that. I happen to know that's fact. Okay, but I always say, don't be afraid to test them and tell them. Say, look, let me know who's around me. Tell me. Give me something to let me know that who's around me. All right. Malik, hi, Malik. Welcome to the show. Did you become a psychic medium the same way as Roger? No, I was born. Roger's abilities enhanced after an accident, I believe. Okay, which it's that's very common. I've heard that happen quite a few times. A lot of people with different sort of falls, crashes, breaks, heart attacks, illnesses, lightning strikes, different things have happened to people, and their abilities kind of came out of that. With me, it was I was born with it. So I started working directly with spirit, not knowing I was working with spirit. I started working directly with spirit from roughly around the age of 5. Now, I say to you, working with spirit, it meant that by that I mean interacting with him. Okay. Now, at the age of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, when a person standing in a room or sitting in a room, in my case, talking to you, that you don't challenge that. You don't go, oh, are you a ghost? You just go, oh, hello. And I was going, oh, hello. And it was only one of my grandparents had said to me, who are you talking to, son? And I said, the man. And they were looking where I was pointing, and to them, there wasn't anybody there. But I could see the man sitting there. And he was smiling, and he was gentle, and he was very kind. And I can still remember him to this day. I mean, going by my memory and going by who I am today, I should have realized he was quite pale. I didn't sort of say, oh, my word, you're looking a bit sick. I just saw him. He was sitting there and he was smiling at me, and he was gentle, and he made me feel very, very at ease. And it was only some, I don't know, days or weeks later, I happened to point out the man in a photograph to my grandmother, and I said, that's him. That's the man I was talking to. And this was it was my grandfather's uncle, Hugh. So think about this. My granddad's, his uncle. Okay. So he would have been my great, 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 great uncle. And they went, no, you weren't talking to him. He's been gone a long, long time. And I went, that's the guy I was talking to. He was sitting over there in that chair. And as it turned out, that particular chair he was sitting in happened to be his. So I got a lot of, shall we say, in today's terminology, I got a lot of evidence. But then I was, as a child, you go, yeah, whatever. I know I was talking to him. So there, my darling Faye is sharing with us that Roger. That's a good question, by the way. Thank you for sharing that. And Faye is just sharing with us there that Roger's gift came after he had a heart attack and a stroke, which I pray to God he never happens again. I mean, Roger, I would go as far as to say Roger probably had this gift earlier in life, but the stroke and the heart attack kind of kicked it into gear. And I mean, I didn't set out my life to become a medium or psychic. I was more interested in music, TV, and radio. That was I was more interested in that kind of thing. But when the book comes out later this year, Walking with the Light, there's a big explanation as to how I went from schoolboy to professional psychic medium. So there we go. But these are great questions. Thank you so very much for asking them. Amanda says she's keeping herself busy, which is good to hear. That may keep you out of trouble. Can't imagine it would be. but it may keep you out of trouble. Um, Latest sender, everybody, please. I'll just bring it up on the screen as you can see it. Hit the heart, thumb buttons to show him that you can hear him okay and to react to him too. Thanks very much, folks. Please do. Please let me know you can hear me as well. It's very kind. Nolene Grant Walker. Hi, Paul. Well, hi, Nolene, and welcome to the show. Delighted to catch you live. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here, and thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to be here. I appreciate it very much. I agree with your analysis of Roger's gift from what he's told me about his childhood experiences. I'm quite sure he had the gift early in his life. A lot of people do. Well, actually, something I've said, oh, I wish I had a pound for every time I've said this, but I'm going to say it again. Everybody on the planet, bar none, even the cynics, are psychic. Whether they like it or not, they're psychic. Cynics have a whole aptitude about having to label things. So, oh, it was coincidence, all right, or it was. Sorry, I've just picked up. Sort of Claudia saying I can hear you perfectly. Did somebody make a mention about not being able to hear me or something? Anyway, back to what I was saying. Cynics have a habit of going, "Oh, that psychic and mediumship's all BS." It's well, obviously it's not. But they'll use things like, "Oh, I've got a gut instinct." Right. Well, your gut instinct happens to be around your red, orange, and yellow chakras. Okay, that sends out an energy that connects with things and gives you a feeling about something. Hence the name, gut instinct. Everybody is psychic. You get a feeling. People will go, "Oh, I got this weird feeling." Hello, psychic. If you walk into a room of a house, you kind of get a feeling about the room. That's because you're picking up the energies already in that room. Oh, I get a weird feeling about this house, or oh, I feel so at home here. Or if you woke up and you meet someone and you go, "Do you know what? That's weird, but I feel like I've known you for years." They say those very words. I feel like I've known you for years. Well, that's because your two auras. So if you can imagine there's an aura around the body. Well, you don't have to imagine, it's actually fact. But if you can imagine those two invisible energies crossing over each other, and when they do cross over each other, information is transferred from one to the other and back and forth. And that's where you get that feeling with you're going to get on with that particular person or not. Or you walk in, your aura connects with the energy within a room or place, and you get that feeling of, "Oh, I don't like this place. I just something about this place." I used to love my old office. Okay, my old office had security cameras in it. Now, when a client came for a reading, I always pointed out the security cameras, and I said they're here for your protection and my protection, because some pathetic moron had actually insinuated that I'd come on to them. So my teacher said, "Paul, I told you years and years ago, have put cameras in place so this doesn't happen." So we put cameras in place. Now the negative side is you're being watched, of course. The positive side is we can record the actual reading. That was the great thing about it. So I always offered my clients a DVD of the reading. So it's a good point. But I would often have the client have a seat, get themselves orientated, and I'd leave them alone for a minute or two. And the reason I would do that is because I wanted them to just chill and not feel under pressure from me. So as a client would come in, they would sit down on the couch or a chair in the office, and I'd just clear off. Now, obviously, there'd be a lovely incense burning, there'd be lovely music playing, and some nice lighting, maybe a candle lit here and there. And I just leave them alone. And then you go off and we make a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever, and bring it back to them. And then we do the reading. And I would say, "Would you like a copy of the reading?" And 99.9% of the time it was, "Oh gosh, yes." So once they'd left, I would download the reading. I would set it all up because I'd present it really, really nicely. And pretty much everybody who came into the office always sat down, they'd all say, "Oh, doesn't it feel lovely in here?" So that was because I positively charged the room with energy, with loving energy and strength, and clear negative energy out of it on a regular basis. So when I'm talking to you about energy, that's what I'm talking about getting rid of the negative and reinforcing the positive. So it's important that you undertake that particular exercise on a regular basis. And if you're a working psychic medium, then it's important that you clear the area that you work on a regular basis, because energy can build up, and that's not always the best energy. So clear it and keep it moving. Kelly says, "Hey Paul, have you ever come across bad energy?" Well, yes, but it's very, very rare. Okay, it's not as often as you would see on various paranormal TV shows. Okay, in fact, it's so rare I wouldn't put money on it. During our paranormal investigations, now after the years of paranormal investigations that we undertook, I think maybe of out of multiples and multiples of years, maybe 6 times did I come across, shall we say, negative energy, or maybe about 6 times, and that's about it. So it's very, very different. It's completely different to what the paranormal TV shows are telling you, because you got to think about this. Okay, when you undertake a real negative energy, okay, they don't jump out in front of you and go, "Hi, I'm negative energy." They're very sneaky, they're very, very quiet, and they hide in the background. So when you see these TV shows, this is why I've got a problem with these TV shows. And they go, "Oh, it's a it's paranormal, it's a poltergeist, and it's a negative, or it's a blooming what else? Whatever, all of the different demons and all this and that. And no, it isn't. No, it isn't. You know, they're so rare, it's unbelievable. Okay. Now, poltergeist, yes, but poltergeists don't mean negative. Poltergeist, two words that come from the German language, polter meaning unsettled, geist meaning ghost. Okay. Unsettled ghost, unsettled spirit. If you were in spirit, say, and you were trying to get around your family, and you're trying to let your family know that you're around, but they're not acknowledging you, okay, and nobody's talking to you, and it comes across seemingly that they're ignoring you. In fact, they start talking about you. Then you're going to try and do everything you can to particularly get their attention, and very often that tends to be shifting something, or making a banging sound, or slamming a door, or banging a table, or whatever the case may be. And of course, immediately it's construed as negative, which it isn't. Okay, they're just trying to get your attention, and very often it's just to say, like, I'm here. Okay, so that's the case. Jojo Walsh, by the way, Kelly, great question. Thank you so very much. And I am going to stick with you for a second, Kaylee, if you don't mind. I am drawn to you. Now, I want to say that I'm drawn to a male energy, but on mom's side of the family. I've got an older male energy around you, but it's on mom's side of the family, because they're pulling me over to the left. Somebody crosses over with a chest complaint, which results in the heart shutting down, but it's not the initial complaint. The initial complaint was something else. Okay, but my chest is feeling quite tight and quite constricted. But I don't feel a heart attack immediately. It's later down the line that the heart stops over due to strain. There's a J or G connection here, like Joseph, Joe, John, George, that kind of a name to be acknowledged. Now, remember, as it's the first show back in the season, when I give out names, it doesn't necessarily mean they've crossed over, okay? A reference to me, a name means who they are, who they're with, or please say hello to. So it doesn't necessarily mean they've crossed over. And I can be off with names, but I won't be off with the initial or what it sounds like. So I'm getting a guttural J sound. So George, Joe, John, that kind of a name. Jan, there's a strong J or G connection they want me to acknowledge. They're telling me to talk about the 9th month, so September is significant here, or they want me to talk about the 9th of a month as being significant. I'm also supposed to say congratulations, because I'm getting a big congratulations around you. So there's an achievement or something that has just come around that they want me to bring my acknowledgement up to you about. Keely, I want to say to you as well, there's a big for sale sign around you. With all of the symbols that I have, that's probably one of the ones you want me to bring through. A for sale sign for me means significant change. And with that significant change, it's very, very positive. Okay. It means everything's going in the right track. It's going in the right way. Please, please, please take care of the strain or the pull muscle or the something that affects the nerve in some particular way, but it's sharp, and just don't let it try and roll out. Go and take care of it. Okay. They're telling me to talk about a recent crossing with the family. Now, it's important to share with you that a recent crossing for me can mean anything up to a year, or we're talking about a recent anniversary of a crossing. Okay. Just as I'm coming down, Shakti, good evening. Welcome to the show. Trisha Lee, welcome to the show. Lovely to see you. Paul Carson, welcome to the show. Claudia Herman, welcome to the show. I just want to get back to Callie, my godfather and uncle. Okay. Well, around you to say hi, my darling. Just want to let you know that he's about, and please be aware that he's looking out for you. But this change that's coming around you is very, very good. It's a positive, really positive change, okay? And thank you very much for being the very first person of my year for a read. I'm going to do, I always give the number of the card that that came up in the read. So number 9 came up. So let's go through 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 card. There we go. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Keely, if you're going to have a card, why not have joy? Check that card out. Isn't that beautiful? You got this beautiful angel sitting on the back of a dolphin. And the message to you is quite simply this. Joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Joy brings us from approaching the gifts within each moment. Joy allows us to attract and create your present and future moments to the highest possible levels. What a beautiful, beautiful card. One more time, Keely. Thanks for being the first. And there you go, my darling. There's the very first card for you, he says, trying to get it to the camera to focus there. These autofocuses when I don't have a cameraman with me. The autofocus cameras can be a little bit of a pain in the bum. Keely, welcome to the show, and thank you very much for being the very, very first one. Kathy Graham, good evening, my darling. Welcome to the show. Let's go back up in the chat room here and see who else has sent me a message. Okay, actually, Trisha, I'm going to do this card for you, but that's not how I work, okay? Ask a question. Okay, and it sort of really kind of builds the energy around you and helps me to link in. But can I pull a card for you, please? Yes, I can, because it's the very first show back, and I'm going to do it for you, Trisha. Welcome and happy New Year to you and your family. Just have some glass of water. I'm still fighting this blooming cold that I picked up on the ferry just after Christmas. So if I sound a little bit nasally, that's why. Okay. Trisha, as I'm shuffling these cards around, before I pick a card at all, I'm being drawn to a younger energy and spirit. I don't believe this. I believe this child had life experience. So because I'm not getting a newborn. When I get a newborn, they come across to me as little sparkles, and I'm not getting that. I'm getting a younger energy that connects to you in spirit. So whether that is directly from yourself or directly from a family member, I don't know. But there's a younger energy that wants to be acknowledged. There's a strong, like Lucy, Laura, Liam, I don't know, there's a strong L sounding name that wants me to be acknowledged. And they're telling me to talk about the month of February. or the second of a month is significant here. They tell me that two people, their birthday and anniversaries are around the same time. So, for example, if someone went to Spirit on 1st of January, I don't know, 1970, and somebody's birthday is on the 5th of January, then their birthday and anniversary is still going to be around the same time. But I'm getting two connections to in the same month and close to each other, birthday anniversaries together. They want me to acknowledge. There's a question mark in Spirit about someone's crossing. It's important that the message comes back, Tricia, to say that they don't care. Okay, it's not important. It's important for us here because we tend to want to find a blame factor. But to those who've crossed over and they're in absolute perfect peace and harmony, they don't care. Okay, so don't hurt inside in your heart over what happened, and be more inclined to understand that they are happy. Okay. The month of February came through, so that would be the second month. Okay, Tricia, here we go. A shower of abundance. That's not a bad card to have the start of the year, I tell you. So the message on the card is to heal your financial situations first. Give us all your worries and concerns about money. When they say us, I'm talking about they want you to pass over and mentally and physically pass over those worries and stresses to the angels. Okay, Tricia? So first, give us your worries concerning money, and we will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together through your financial situation, we will heal it as fast as you'll allow. Now, what does that mean, Paul? Well, when they say as fast as you'll allow, if you're saying, right, I'm going to give this across to the angels, but in the back of your mind, you're saying, but I know nothing's going to happen, you're just slowing up the process. It's really important that you give over your worries and stresses to the angel. I'm not just talking to Tricia here, by the way, I'm talking to everybody listening. Giving over your stresses and your worries and your concerns to the angels, and literally be assured as you're doing it that they will take care of business. Don't send it across to the angelic realm and go, yeah, no, they're not going to take care of it, because you will literally just slow up the entire process. Just close your eyes and say, I give you my financial concerns. Please bring me abundance as soon as possible so I can get out of this. And then allow that to happen. I did that recently, not in that concern, not financially, with another very serious concern. And within 4 days of that concern, it came back mind-bogglingly quick. Completely and utterly looked after properly. I mean, I literally closed my eyes and I went, angels, I give you this problem. Please handle it. And I literally went, now I'm just going to give it to you. And I let it go. And I took a deep breath in and I let it go. And within 4 days, the answer came back to me, and it was way beyond what I hoped for. So trust that's going to happen and believe it's going to happen. I've only had negative energy from the living, says Trudy. I can grant you that. But if you think back, Trudy, to when we were doing our paranormal investigations, do you remember one such, shall we say, a visit to a particular church? I'm just going to leave that with you. Nolan Grant Walker says, Paul, can we bring negative energy from a past life? I don't believe that we can, Nolan. No, I'm going to be the one that stands up again. You can tell Spirit's working with me. Those of you who are new to my show, by the way, if you see me wiping or rubbing my nose like that, it's not because I've got a nasal issue. It's because my nose gets itchy when I'm working with Spirit. Those of all of the people who've been following me for many years know that means, oh, look, he's working with Spirit. So, Nolan, can we bring negative energy from the past life? I don't believe we can. No. Right. In all of the training and all of the work that I've done with spiritual connections through the last 30 years, 35 years, they've always told me you don't progress on until you finish what you needed to learn in this particular life. All right. So, in the life that we're in at the moment, you have a series of situations to learn and lessons to learn. And you don't progress on until those particular lessons are learned. And then once those lessons are learned, you have that luxury of moving forward. So, with that firmly in mind, we have nothing to carry over into the new year, into the new life, sorry, other than lessons that we've learned. So, and I'm going to share that one by backing it up with this story. Um, when I was young, well, still to this day, by the way, I was very, very driven and motivated by aviation, flying. I lived for airplanes. I made the Airfix models pretty much weekly. I my head was constantly in the clouds. All I ever wanted to do was be a pilot. All I ever wanted to do was be a pilot. That's all. That was my whole life, flying. And nobody could understand why this was, because it's not as if I was around aircraft or I was around aviation in any particular way. I wasn't. I was in the middle of the country on a farm. I was more around tractors than it was any kind of aircraft. But nonetheless, aviation was my passion. It was then that when I sort of grown up a little bit and I got a job and I started being able to financially secure to go and get some flying lessons, I went down to Belfast Airport and I went to a private company and I said, I want to take a trial lesson. And they went, sure. So they set it all up. We went off down the runway. We took off. He said, I'll give you control of the airplane now and I'll tell you what to do. And he did. And I started flying the airplane around. And he said, so are you just returning? Are you just like brushing up on your skills? And I said, this is my first time in an airplane. I've never been off the ground before. He said, no. I said, I promise you. And by the way, folks, this is a true story. He said, no, you've been flying. You're handling this airplane like you've been flying for 20 years. I said, I promise you, this is my first time off the ground. He said, I'm going to believe you. He said, but looking at your skills, he said, you can't learn them skills that quick. It takes, a year to learn what you're doing naturally. So shifting on past that particular, and by the way, that story's in my book. Shifting on past that, I was then doing a meditation about going into past lives, and I remember being at the controls of an aeroplane, and then I was brought back into a dream state where I was sitting in like a big hut. There was a door slightly open, and as I could look out through the window, out through the doorway, the crack of the doorway, I could see propellers turning like this. And I heard a bell ringing and heard scramble, and I got up, but I looked over, and there was like a glass case in this room, and I stopped and I looked, and the reflection in the glass case was not me today. It was somebody else. Okay, and I was looking at myself, and I was going, "Oh my God, is that what I look like?" Next thing I know, I'm at the controls of the airplane. I go to push the yoke forward and bang, and I'm just bang, and that's it. So after regression, it turns out that I flew in World War II and I flew in Hurricanes and Spitfires. And that's why I had the skills to fly that airplane for the first time. So I don't see that as a negative, you see. The reason I share that story with you is that was a positive lesson that was brought back with me to this particular level of my life. So hopefully that was a little story that kind of get you all going, wow. It would be nice for a change if the negative energy, if we came across one, just having a little chat to say goodbye and leave the home on planet. So Claudia, share that with me, what you wanted to do. Jojo Walsh says, hi Paul, when do you cleanse your house and declutter? You should cleanse and declutter at very least 6 times a year. When you declutter, when you get rid of stuff you don't use anymore, it's always there's a double edge there. Give what you don't need to somebody else who does need. Okay, so that's one thing. And also that makes room and space for energy. But when you remove negative energy from your house or your room and you declutter, you're actually freeing up space. Now you need to fill that space. A lot of people don't say that. They teach you how to break down negative energy and get rid of it, and break down clutter and get rid of it, but they don't tell you that you then need to replace that space, and you should fill that space with positive energy. So I always say, I draw upon the angels and the white light of love and divine protection to fill this room with the white light. So try that. So when you're breaking down energy in your room and you're breaking down energy in your house, always fill it with the white light of love and divine energy. Hopefully that helps you. So Kathy's joined us tonight. Kathy Graham. Hello, darling. Trisha Lee says, love the angel cards. Thank you very much, Trish. Very kind of you. Keely says, thank you. So Paul Carson from Lurgan, no less. Paul, welcome to the show. As you probably know, you probably gathered, I spent a great many years of my life in Lurgan, and even to this day, my dearest and oldest friend, Colin O'Neill, who owns Decker Trophies, still in Lurgan. You still got that cold, says Amanda. I've got the tail end of the cold, Amanda. I've got all the aches and pains have kind of subsided quite a bit, but the stuffed nose is still there. But but thank you for asking, my darling. So all of you lovely people who are watching me through Facebook and commenting, in front of me, it just says Facebook user. So somewhere on that link, you will have seen a link to StreamYard, or allow your comments to be used through StreamYard. Click that as a yes, and that actually allows you to be able to talk to me in our chat room here on the show. Christine Sleeth, hello, Paul. Hope you're feeling better. Christina, thank you very, very kindly. I'm feeling okay. I'm just stuffy. Just the old, it's the tail end of a cold. So the actual cold part of itself, the aches and pains and the stress and all that's gone. I've just got the stuffiness, that's all. But Christina, thank you. Thank you very much for asking. Christina, I'm actually going to click on here and bring you up there because I'm drawn to you, okay? I don't know whether you have a contemporary in spirit. So what I say by that is a contemporary means husband, brother, cousin, friend. So somebody in your generation that's in spirit. I get somebody who crosses over with what I would refer to as a 1, 2, 3 crossing. In other words, they're here, boom, and then they're there, okay? The funny thing about this is they're one of these people who did not believe in what I do. It was all, oh, BS. And of course, I'm using a rather clean version of that. I get this contemporary who's in spirit and taking this opportunity to come through tonight. I'm also being told to talk about 2 males in the same family who have met up. So it's either it's either a father and son or 2 brothers that want me to acknowledge, but they're of the same family. They want me to talk about. Now, weirdly enough, they either cross over with similar symptoms or the exactly the same symptom. I'm seeing the big C to be acknowledged here as well. So there's a cancer connection they want to draw my attention to. And they're telling me to talk about the months of June and July because they show me 6 and 7. So Christina, tell me to talk about the month of June because that would represent the 6th and the month of 7 being July. Or we're talking about the 6th of a month or the 7th of a month. Obviously, those figures can manifest in any months, or they want to represent the month, which would be the June and July's, to be talked about as well. Somebody they want me to acknowledge is either dealing with an eye-related issue, or there's a sight-related issue they're trying to draw my attention to. And they're telling me to talk about an initial same as mine. So there's a P connection, like Paul, Pat, Peter, Patricia, that kind of a name they want me to draw my attention to as well. And an ST name, like Stephen, Stephanie, Stan, that kind of a name to be acknowledged as well. Christina, who crossed over with who had the real strong heart related pulmonary issues? Okay, who had the blood pressure, the heart pumping issues? Because I'm getting palpitations here to be acknowledged. And I'm getting a mother figure now coming through. I'm getting a pink line. So there's a mother, grandmother figure, or a maternal connection that wants to be acknowledged as well. A lot of emotion here with the maternal connection. So it feels to me that they've tried, but didn't get through. But there's an emotional connection here to a maternal figure that wants me to acknowledge. And there's a strong M, like Mary, Marie, Martha, strong M name to be acknowledged. Remembering, please, folks all over the world, when I come out with names, I can be off my names, but I won't be off the initial or what it sounds like. So there's a strong M name, like Mary, Marie, Martha, that kind of a name, Mark, to be acknowledged as well. And names don't necessarily mean these people have crossed over. It means who they are, who they're with. Please say hi to. Christina, I'm going to go with the 6th card because that's the first number that came in. And please forgive me for being slightly nasally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, Christina, here's the card that comes through for you today, my darling. Take your time, steady progress. Let me just see if I can get that into focus. You pay a lot of money for these cameras, these autofocus cameras, and they don't blooming focus. So, Christina, the message to you today, my darling, is we acknowledge you for the progress you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. We can clearly see the contribution you're making to the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. Wow. Wow, Christina, what a beautiful card. I'm going to share this with everybody one more time. We acknowledge you for the progress you're making in remembering love in your daily activities. So the spirits and the angels are saying to Christina, thank you for all of what you're doing. So if they're saying this to Christina for what she's doing, imagine if you're doing the same thing, this message goes out to you as well. We can clearly see the contribution you're making to the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. Need I say any more? What a great card. Christina, I hope that helped you, darling. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Daniela Thompson, hi from Canada for the first time watching. Well, Danielle, thank you. Thank you for taking your time out, and good afternoon to you. I'm not exactly sure what time of the day it is with you, but thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And it's very kind of you to drop in. If you have time for me, please, or where did that go? If you have time, please, could I have a message? Bless you. Look, I'm going to bring it up so you can see what I see. It just shows that. So this is what I'm saying. If you guys can see on when you link in where it says StreamYard, click yes and OK to that StreamYard connection, and then I can see your name, etc. At the moment, it's just a blank Facebook user. If you have time, could I have a message? And I would love to help you, but I can't see who it is. That's amazing. My grandmother's birthday is on February 2nd. She passed away 15 minutes before her birthday. Ah, right. Okay, got you. Well, that'll be the birthday and anniversary around the same time then. Just know who's around you. Alrighty. So one more time, I'll bring this up so you guys can see what I'm seeing. I would really love to help you. However, do you see me getting a job soon? I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I used to be a CNA, and my patient, but my patient has passed. I'd rather not be a private CNA, so I haven't really started looking for a job. Well, I don't know what your name is, my darling, but I'm assuming that you're a nurse because obviously you're talking about a CNA and a patient passed. My daughter, my beautiful Rosie, she is a pediatric nurse in Bristol Hospital in Bristol, obviously. I'm so very, very, very proud of her. But when she was training to be a nurse, all I was thinking about is she's going to experience people who pass away, and I wanted to shield. As a dad, You want to shield your children from the negatives of life. But there are only two absolutes on this world. Two, no more. Okay? There are only two absolutes in this world. One, you're born. Two, you cross. Those are the two guarantees. Okay? Everything else in between is up to us. You've gone a long way to helping people, and it set you back a little bit when a patient passed. Is that, I mean, to be able to go into working with people and helping them back to health, that's not a job. That's a vocation. That's a calling. That's something that only a few people, when I'm talking about a few people, I'm talking about relative terms in numbers, that have that ability, have that connection to human beings. Because people who work in the medical industry, doctors and nurses and people in that whole field, they're working with the repair of the machine. Okay? But they also get to understand and connect with the spirit, because they see that spirit mend as much as the physical body mends. Okay? And I want to thank you for all of the work that you guys do through all of the hospital, doctor surgeries, and any surgeries around the globe, no matter where you are, because that is not a job. That is something that is one step down from an angel. Thank you for what you do. Whatever you choose to do is going to work out in your favor. I always say to people, only do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And my advice to you at this moment in time, take a step back, clear your mind, clear your head, let go of the stresses and the worries, and then re-establish what it is that you really, really want to do. Maybe stay in that industry and just take up a different area. Maybe you were supposed to come to me tonight and me for to mention my beautiful daughter who's a pediatric nurse. Okay. And she's in the pediatric unit in Bristol. Maybe working with babies is something that you're able to do as well. Let me give you the first card off the top. I said, take a step back and just let everything go. What's the card that came up? Daydream. Look at that. I don't know what your name is, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. He says, trying to, because it's in the dark, I need to bring it up to my eyesight's a wee bit askew. You'll more easily hear and receive your messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas that were like you're watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. So basically what the angels are saying is, just let go and be open to what they're showing you. Okay? My feeling is you're not going to step outside the industry. My feeling is you're going to go back into that industry, maybe in a different capacity. But whatever you do, it's going to work out fine. Don't worry. Okay. Happy New Year to the family, hon. Lots of love and keeping up the amazing work. Thank you very much. I'm going to share that up. But that's a beautiful message. Don't know who it's from, but thank you once again so very, very, very much. Nolene says, Sparky Man. I like that. Nolene, thank you very, very much for that. Thank you for sharing with us. I feel I need to hear that. I give the angels my problems. Yes, please do. The process of letting it go is difficult sometimes, but I do understand. It's not. You just have to choose to, Tricia. You just have to choose to let it go. Danielle, she says, I would love a card if you are guided. Well, do you know what, Danielle? I am guided, and I will do a card for you. I also want to go back in and have a look at your lovely picture, because your picture comes up on my screen now. It's your name, Danielle Thompson. Danielle, I get two gentlemen around the same age. So whether two granddads are in spirit, I don't know. But I'm getting an older male that tells me he's above dad. Okay, so father, grandfather figure, but an older male in your that wants to be acknowledged to be around you. One of these gentlemen is wearing a uniform, so he wants me to recognize he was a member of a services of some description. But I'm being drawn right back to World War II. So there's a World War II connection here, and oddly enough, an aviation connection here that wants me to be acknowledged as well. Now, Danielle, I don't know whether you started off down a particular route in life. In other words, I want to do this, and then you veered off. Okay, you kind of went off in a different direction. Have you noticed already you're starting to be pulled back to where you wanted to go in the first place? Okay. Now I've seen musical notes around you as well. Now, let me explain what I see, what musical notes mean. Number one, when I see musical notes, yes, it means something connected to the musical industry, but it doesn't mean you sit down and listen to a radio. You may well do that, and it's a great sort of way to de-stress. But when I see musical notes that connect to the music, it means either you're a singer or a musician. Okay. But the other reason I see musical notes is to say that your friends and family in spirit get your thoughts, get your feelings, and get your messages. But it comes across to them in the form of prayer. So if you're saying, for example, you're looking up for your grandfather and you're sending him up love and strength and light, well, they get that as prayer. I see that as musical notes. Okay. But it's a way of saying that your friends and family in spirit get your messages. They got them. Okay, and they're working on them. Alrighty, Danielle, don't be in a rush. Okay, I'm being told to tell you to put the brakes on, just slow things up a little bit. Don't be in a rush to make big decisions just yet. If you are not capable of making a decision that's immediately 100%, then don't make it. Alrighty, step back. Get all the information together, then make the decision. But if your heart is saying like that, step back, slow down, get all your information together, then make a decision. Alrighty? But just come back a little bit. I also will say to you as well, I'm seeing education around you. Alrighty? So there's new education coming into play, whether this is you're going back to college or I don't know, or a particular night school course, or maybe it could well be that in whatever you do for a living, you're going to do another course to enhance what you do. But there's education around you to be acknowledged, okay? And it's good, okay? You will never get a promotion unless you ask for it, okay? People aren't going to walk up to you and hand you promotions. Okay, you need to let them know, be aware that you're interested. So whatever it is, step outside and let people know your intentions. That's what I'm supposed to tell you. They tell me to talk about the month of October as being significant here as well. Okay, so I'm seeing the number 10, which means obviously the month of October, or the 10th of a month is significant here, Danielle. Alrighty. So there's a birthday and anniversary in and around there they want me to acknowledge. A C or K name like Chris, Christina, Christopher. There's a C or K name they want me to acknowledge. Remember who they are, who they're with. Please say hi to. You're going to be walking on, shall we say, strange ground. Okay, so there's either a journey that must be taken, a visitation that must be taken, but I think this visitation or this journey has been put off once before. Don't put it off again. But this strange ground is going to open dividends or open doors for you. Okay, it's going to make things work in a direction you probably didn't realize, but doors are about to open for you, darling. Okay. So let's go with the number that came up, the number 10. Let me just get the cards together, Danielle. And I'm sure your mind is going, what in God's name is he talking about? But there we are. Very often I will be giving data to people and they're like, what? And then after I'm not throwing it at you, you step back, people go, oh, I know what he means. So here we go, 10th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th card. Wow. Just to prove my point, Danielle, I said to you, You need to let people know of your intentions and what it is that you need. Step outside of yourself. Here's the card. Check it out. Reward yourself. Now, the message, Danielle, is this. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy and mood and motivation constantly on a high level. Kaboom. And by the way, Danielle, well done, and thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. So let's have a look at who else come and join us tonight. Any questions out there? Excuse me, again, please forgive the the tail end of a cold, and I'm just getting the other end of that cold. So let's have a look at who's coming to join us. Abby Lee. Oh, Abby Lee, you're welcome. Who's Abby Lee, by the way? Haven't seen anybody called. Oh, another one of these idiots. So that's really what we just do is we do that. Okay. Okay, and then we just remove. Come on. Yeah, it's not very nice when people come in and they do that. These people that they jump in on shows like this, and because they're not capable of having a show of their own. Nolene Grant Walker from Ireland. My lovely, my home. I still call Ireland. I live in Cornwall, in the UK, but I still call Ireland home. I still do. Jackie Boyle. Hi, I never heard of you. Hope you can give me some advice. Hi, never heard from you. I hope you can give me some advice. Well, Jackie Boyle, I'd like to be able to help you. What advice do you need? Alison Turnbull. Alison, hi, welcome to the show. Lovely to see you. Jean Prescott. Hi, Paul. Why do I keep seeing my parents, who both passed a while ago, in my dreams? That's beautiful. Let me bring that up. Jean says to me, hi, Paul, why do I keep seeing my parents, who have both passed, in my dreams? Well, here's the thing. Now, we have two things. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Amy Claire. Hello, Amy Claire. Welcome to the show, my darling. Sorry, Jean, I will deal with you, but one of my dear friends, Amy Claire, has just popped in, and I haven't seen her for a long, long time. Amy Claire, hello, my darling. Lovely to see you, and I'm very happy New Year to you and your boys. I hope you're well. Jumping back to Jean, why do I keep seeing my parents, who have both passed, in my dreams? Right, okay. Right. First and foremost, I have said this so many times, I can't believe, but I will always say it again, because new people arrive and see me, and new people learn from me as I do my shows. So when you have people who have crossed come and talk to you in a dream state, we refer to that as a visitation, okay? And that is worth 1,000 reads from any mediums around the world, okay? Because that is a direct connection from your family to you. Now, the difference between a dream and a visitation is this. A dream will always just be sort of a collage of things, okay? A collage of pictures, situations that come together. And usually when you think about them, there's a reason why that information came up in the first place. So it's your conscious and your subconscious sort of pigeonholing all of the information that you come across that day or a few days in advance. Now, the difference between that and a dream is you will forget, that and a visitation is you'll forget data that's in a dream, because it's just your conscious and your subconscious working in combination. A visitation is a direct connection from spirit, and you will not forget all the information about that, because it's so direct. You'll remember everything about it, what time of day it was, what they were wearing, what they were talking about, where you were, and every aspect of it. And it is their way of letting you know that they're around you. That's what it is, Jean. Okay. But go into the visitation a little bit more. Try and collect more data, and I'll try and help you a bit more about that. Alrighty. Amy Claire, lovely to see you. So let's have a look at yesterday. I was over with the horses, and my dad popped into my mind. I closed my eyes and got an image of him uh, stood on the coastal path looking out to sea with our old dog from my childhood. Saturday. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. That's very similar, Trudy, to when I was laying my dad to rest. I closed my eyes and they popped into my mind of dancing. Now, I didn't sort of say I tried to try. I didn't want to see him in any particular way. I just closed my eyes, and immediately my dad and my mom were together, and they were like doing kind of ballroom dancing. Um, and this is literally just as we were laying my dad to rest. So these are great ways of them letting us know that they've got to where they need to be and they're happy. And in your situation, Trudy, I would say your dad is letting you know that he has the dog already, and he's got the dog with him, and to let you know that because you're a big animal person, that they're oh yeah, that reminds me. That is probably a significant reason why he brought the dog with him, because you were talking about doing something that connects with spirit animals or the animals, spirits of animals. So that could be his way of saying, I acknowledge what you're doing. Yes, good idea. Alrighty. Um, Nikki Spall says, hi, how are you? I would love a spirit message if possible. Nikki, my darling, if I'm drawn to you, I will definitely give you a card or I will give you a message. Just the best way to do is ask a question. That's the best way, okay? Because it builds up the energy, gives you an idea of thought, and um, ask a question, basically. Kaz Williams, hi, Kaz. Welcome back, darling. Lovely to see you. Maria Spears, hi, first time here. Will my son get admission to Cambridge University, and will I lose my job? So, right, there's an old saying, Maria. Let me just bring that up so I can get you right in front of me. Here we go. Maria, there's an old saying, we're never given a hill that we can't climb, okay? We're never getting a hill we can't climb. As for the Cambridge University admission, I don't feel a negative to that, so I'm going to go with the positive. Alrighty, I don't feel like there's a no way here. It feels broken to me. So whether he gets the course he wanted or a different course, I don't know, but it feels not as you'd kind of expect. But there's something different about it, but I don't feel a negative. So maybe that's the answer to that particular initial. But will you lose your job? I don't believe you lose your job. I just feel there's a change around it. There's a change around you. Okay. The for sale sign is there, which means to me significant change. So what that means, change job, moving home, moving jobs, I don't know. But when you get that particular sign from me, that means it's followed with a really big positive reaction. So for all of the different signs that I use, symbols that I use, the for sale sign is one of the ones you want from me because it means significant change with very, very positive outcome. Alrighty. I don't know, Maria, what you do, what a hobby that you do, but there's a hobby that's coming into play here that has a development around it. So whatever you enjoyed as a hobby feels to me that it's starting to move towards being a career or a job. Okay. Where's the April connection here? Because I'm seeing the number 4, Maria. I'm seeing the number 4 around you, which means to be the 4th month of April or the 4th of a month. I'm getting a crossing that's non-healthcare. Excuse me. A non-healthcare crossing. Okay. So someone crosses over with an accident, an incident, but it's something that that assists in their crossing rather than a healthcare, like an illness. It feels to me like there's a fall, a crash. There's something other than healthcare crossing here that wants me to be acknowledged. There's a strong B name like Bill, Ben, Brian, Beth. A strong B name to be acknowledged here. and they keep bringing the number 4 up. So they're either acknowledging the 4th month of April, or they want me to acknowledge 4 in a particular way, like 4 siblings, that kind of thing. But they keep talking about the number 4. So Maria, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just want to get this card back. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to understand and acknowledge that tonight I'm coming to you live from the United Public Radio Network, which is coming out to you live on 105.3 and 107.7 FM from the very beautiful New Orleans. Thanks to the lovely people at UPRN, United Public Radio Network. Thanks to Michelle, Joe, and Amelia for being able to bring the show live to you tonight. Maria, the card is amazing. Check that out. There we go. Cleanse and detoxify. So, is that the hobby I was talking about? You know, something to do with beauty? With great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. At your request, we'll help to develop this life in different ways and help you deal with the stress, as well as ease any sorrow at shielding your old ways. So basically what they're saying is they want you to de-stress, get rid of all the negativity, get rid of all the worries, and get it out of your system. And they'll help you, shield you from all of the old things, the old ways. So basically you don't fall into old habits. That's what they're saying. We'll give you, it's hard to read this one. Give your cares and worries and concerns to us, and we will feel the beauty. I'll read it again. Apologies for this. I sound like an idiot, but it's because the writing is so small on a weird colored background. But give your cares, worries, and concerns to us, the angels, and feel the beautiful grace of your newly purified body. I'll hold that up for you one more time, and you can see what I mean. It's really difficult to read that. But anyway, I read it for you. There you go. There you go. So, Maria, hopefully that helped you out. Okay. So what I'm going to do, if I don't get to everybody, don't worry. I will be doing a particular way that you're all going to get a card. Nikki Spall. Nikki, I'm getting this real feeling of not knowing where to go. Okay, not knowing where you are, where you want to go, how you're going to get there. I kind of get this feeling of being running through fog, not being able to see where it is you want to go. The fact of the matter is that I'm feeling that my guides are telling me that you're trying to appease too many people, and you're not appeasing the person you should be appeasing. Now, people might be going, what in God's name is he on about? You're trying to split yourself in so many ways that you make everybody else feel good about themselves. But the person you're not really focused on is yourself. And that's who you should be focused on. Okay. So it's really, and at the start of the year, January, it's really take a stock of where you are, who you are, where you want to go. A lot of people don't do this. A lot of people come to me and go, I don't know where I'm going. Well, if you don't know where you're going, how do you expect anybody else to know where you want to go? So in this situation, Nikki, I want to say this to you. Step back, take a look of who you are and where you are and what you want to do. Take a look at what you've achieved. That's really important. Look at what you've managed to achieve and not at what you didn't achieve. Okay? Then look at what you want to achieve. Where do you want to be in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months? Okay? Where do you want to be this time next year? Okay, what do you want to be doing? And then set yourself and set your goals out that way, because one of the things I kind of get the feeling you carry with you, Nikki, is you carry a big guilt complex. In other words, when you let people down, you carry that in the form of guilt. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I see guilt as coal, like lumps of coal in a sack, in a dirty sack with, lots of coal in it. And it feels to me like you're carrying sacks of coal with you a lot. That's never going to work.
Get rid of that and formulate in your mind and in your heart that you do not conform with guilt. Guilt is a no-win scenario for anybody. Okay, so don't get guilty. If you want to improve your life, choose a way of improving your life. Okay, then when you have improved your life to the way that you want, you'll be surprised at how much energy and help you are then in a position to be able to do for other people. I get two ladies standing side by side, but one of them seems to be separated or distant from the other. So either I'm looking at a mother and mother-in-law, or I'm looking at a two people who are of a similar stance, like mother grandmother, but from two different families. But one seems separated from the other. I don't know. Or you were say, for example, divorced, but you did know your ex mother-in-law. But that doesn't matter. Divorce doesn't um, transfer over to spirit. If that lady was your mother-in-law while she was here on the earth plane, and then she crosses, she still remains to be mother-in-law, and they don't have any political agenda. Okay, but I'm getting two ladies that stand side by side of the same generation, sort of mother, grandmother, that kind of feel, but one seems to be separated from the other. One passes over with a multitude of illnesses. In other words, the body breaks down through different various illnesses and ailments, and either blood sugar or blood pressure or something to do with the blood has kind of like the last stroke of this all, kidney failure or a stroke, something like that, but something that has a blood connection to it that they want me to acknowledge. And the other one just taps her wrist, which means to me it's just my time. It's just my time. I don't see it in any other way. I'm not interested about how I got here. It's just my time. I don't know whether I'm getting the same feeling from you as from me, but we're coming up on either a birth year. So, in other words, if you're 29, 39, 49, 59, whatever, you're coming up on a year that someone close passed. So, my mom passed at 59. I'm 58. So, when I hit my 59th birthday, I'm in the year that she was on the earth for. She was in the earth for 59 years. So I'm like, oh my God, do I get past this year? And it was a good friend of mine who's a very, very accomplished medium who shouted at me, in fact, actually literally shouted at me and went, that was her journey, not yours. Okay. So I'm supposed to share that with you to say your journey is different from somebody else's who's crossed. So don't worry. Okay. Either it's an August connection or the number 8 is significant here. The 8th of a month or an August connection that you want me to acknowledge. But they're telling me 8 as I pick the cards up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go. So, Nikki, wow. There we go. Check that out. Fresh air. I'll just hold that up to the camera so you can see it. He says, trying to get it to focus. Camera doesn't want to catch up with us tonight, but here, I'll share it with you anyway, Nikki. I hope you're well. Your body needs refreshment from oxygenated air generated by grass, trees, plants, and flowers. Spend time outside today, as near to Mother Nature as you possibly can get, and open your curtains and windows and allow the energy and air to refresh your home. Basically, what this card is telling me to tell you is basically what I said at the beginning. Start focusing on you. Let go. De-stress. Fresh air and a fresh perspective, and that will help you. Hopefully that helps you. Maria Spaghefiore. Marion Walsh. Lovely to see you. All the way from Dublin. Dublin town. Lovely. Sarah Jane, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thanks for that, says Jean. You're welcome. Very much welcome. Suzanne Binakum, welcome to Suzanne. Welcome to the show. Lovely to see you. Okay, great show, Paul. I must go. I want to watch the build up to Cosmic Girl flight going from Newquay Airport. Okay, go and watch that, Amanda. Didn't know that was actually happening, but good luck with that. Mariah Spears, BAL. I'm not too sure what that means, but there we go. Marian Walsh says, Paul, I'd love a message. Oh, right. Your brother was born in April. Gotcha. Okay, Mariah. Gotcha. Well, I'm thankful that you actually made that connection. 20 past. My goodness gracious me. 20 past 9 already. We've only got 10 minutes left. Good evening, Susan. Welcome to the show, my love. Lovely to see Liz Brewer. Hi, Liz. All the way from London. And she's new here tonight. New. Thank you very much, Liz, for being here tonight. It's very kind of you guys. Christine Lemming says to me, is anyone by me? If you're picking up an energy or feeling, I'm actually going to bring that up. First of all, Christine, thank you for being here. If you're picking up a feeling or a connection or an energy that's around you, then it's very likely that there is somebody close to you, okay? I will say this to you, though. I kind of get the feeling of a dog, all right? Not a small dog, by the way. Something like a Labrador or German Shepherd, a fairly hefty thing. But I get this feeling of a very loving animal who's basically telling me that, I'm getting one of my guides is St. Francis of Assisi, and Frank has stepped forward and said, there's a dog around her, okay? So there's a beautiful big dog that's close by you. So it's either directly connected to you, to your family, or a husband, boyfriend, I don't know, but there's a beautiful big animal who's watching over and being around you guys. I want to say to you as well, Christine, that there is, okay, there's a couple of choices coming up around you, okay? It's kind of decision-making time. What I'm seeing in my third eye, in my vision, is a road that comes to an end to a T-junction. So you have to go left or right. You can't carry on straight. So basically, what it's saying is there's choices coming up to you, and you must make a decision, okay? But trust your instincts, because you're not going to go wrong. But stop second-guessing yourself, okay? Somebody's just told me that they were shaking your chair or shaking the bed, but there's a shaking feeling that's going around you, because literally somebody just shook my chair. They just literally moved. So, Christine, I don't know what that's all about, but I'm supposed to share that with you anyway. But the decision-making process, it may on the outside look a little bit sort of, I don't know if I can do this. Trust yourself, okay? Just breathe, go back inside in your mind and your heart, and go with your instincts and go with your feelings, and stop second-guessing yourself. That's the message. Stop. Who's Michael, Michelle? Who's that name? Strong M, like Mike, Michael, Michelle. That name is being shouted in the background to be acknowledged. I don't know where you're based. Where are you based, Christine? I don't know where you're based, but if you're based here, then there's a movement up north, a visit to go north from where you are. This has to happen. It has to happen, alrighty? I feel I've got to take you north, okay? But this has to happen for either closure or completion, one or the other. Okay. What I'm going to do, Christine, for you, is give you the first card, because I'm told to talk about number one. So January significant, or the first of a month? There we go. Top card. There you go. The law of attraction. What you give off as energy, you receive as energy. So Christine, let me read the message to you. Each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends. So invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love. Also peace and harmony, by the way. And they're all at your request. We will gladly attune your energies to the higher frequencies. So whatever you do, whatever you go in your mind, whatever you give off as energy, you attract as energy. So try to think happy, open, powerful, and projective thoughts. Okay, and you will attract that to yourself, because the times of falling behind are over. Hopefully that helped you out. Good evening, Kathleen Shilworth. Welcome to the show. Maria says, "Don't. I can't. I'm only. I'm only on here for a certain amount of time, and I'm only here for a certain amount of time. I can't. I don't have any much." Oh, Christina says, "Mike, a man that I just blocked yesterday. Oh my gosh." And Christine's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, I always remember that name because that was in one of my favorite movies, and it was Alice Cooper, and he said it's actually pronounced Milwaukee. And I never forgot that, by the way. So welcome all the way from Wisconsin and Milwaukee. So this think of where it is north. That's going to bring you, but just think north is going to bring you completion, or there's a justification for going north. Alrighty. But welcome to the show. Hopefully that helps you out. And it's amazing that that name came up. So you did the right thing. Alrighty. Just to let you know, you did the right thing. Christine Nolan, welcome to the show. Tina Hogue, welcome to the show. Mona Shipley. Christina says nice, yeah. So there we go. We are 26 minutes past. Right. So all of you wonderful people who didn't get a card tonight, don't worry, okay? Well, I'm going to do cards for you guys right now, alrighty? But it's for everybody. So I need you all to pay attention, right? Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to do some cards, and you guys are going to be able to pick that out. So just give me a second or two. Just to let you know that I will be back this coming Thursday night. Alrighty. So for all of you people in the United States that are watching me tonight and listening to me on 105.3 and 107.7, coming to you directly from beautiful New Orleans, obviously coming out live on the United Public Radio Network. I will be back this Thursday evening at 6 p.m. for you guys. Here, 6 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. GMT, which is London time. So with my show Spirit Quest. So if you want to come and join me again, then you are more than welcome. But Reach Across and the reads that I do, that will be returned next Monday night. There is a progression that we're heading towards Reach Across being a TV show, and just kind of keep your fingers crossed that actually works that way. Alrighty. So in a moment, I'm going to be doing some cards for everybody. So pay attention, alrighty, and we will make that happen. So all of the things and all the reasons why we do the shows is to try bring you sort of more of an understanding about who it is you are, what's around you, and how this life works. The reason why I got into this work was not to say how cool it is, okay? It was because I had a deep-seated fear of death, alrighty? So what I realized, my whole ambition was to create a concept that if you can understand that death is not the final goal, it's not the final thing, it's not, we don't just die and go into nothingness. That's not how it works. If I can prove that life carries on after this one, then you will drop the worry of dying and get on with living. That's my goal. My goal is to make your life more focused on you here and now. And I always say over and over, and I said, and I'll continue to say it because I believe it. If you want to honor those who have crossed and be the best you can be, here and now, live for today, let tomorrow look after itself. There's another one, Gene Crockett from Tarot card. Don't be an idiot, Gene. You're not that good of a reader, and go away. Okay, and what's going to happen, Gene, is you are going to be now reported to Facebook and very likely lose your ability to be able to be on Facebook. So to honor those who have crossed, make them proud by being the best you can be here. Those people who have crossed into spirit, our friends and family in spirit, the last thing they want to see is us in pain and in sorrow. Think about it. If I was to reverse the situation in your life and I was to put you in spirit and your friends and family back here on the earth and you were watching them, how long would you want to see them in tears, in sorrow, and locking themselves away from the world? How long would you want that to happen? Then think about that, because that's the truth. Okay? They don't want to see you sad. They don't want to see you down. And if you want to honor them, they want to see you being the best you can be here and now. Get out there, make your life happen, make it worth something. And when you do cross over to the other side of life, you will have left a great legacy and a pathway for others to follow. Hopefully that helps. So, for all of you, this is going to happen. Sue says to me, I really hope this gets to a TV show. So do I. And the difference between this and a TV show is it's going to be filmed. So this will always remain live, but the TV show will be filmed in front of a live studio audience. And you will actually have, not just Sue, but everybody else, will have the opportunity to be in that live studio audience, if you want to be. It was funny, I was contacted today by a wonderful friend of mine who's a big businessman in the United States, saying, Paul, when are you touring in the US? And basically I said, once we have a new tour manager and a new management company in the United States, we had that initially, and I was supposed to tour 10 states. In fact, we were doing a tour called 10 in 10. And the idea was that I was doing 10 different states to finish off in Florida in October. That was supposed to be 10 and 10. It didn't happen because COVID happened. But we're going to be hopefully working hard to bring that and make it happen again. So now, I have 3 cards in front of me. Now, don't just guess. Right? I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do, now I want you all to pay attention, right? And listen to what I'm saying to you. Okay, so pay attention and listen to what I'm saying to you. I want you to close your eyes. Just let this music take over for a second. Close your eyes. I want you to think of one of the best things. Great woman. Maybe you attended a wedding, a birthday, a birth, and you doesn't matter. So close your eyes. And think of one of the best things that happened to you. Get it square every time. See every aspect of it. Let its energy flow over you. Now, with that energy, it'll start to just let it flow. Don't force it. Just let whatever number comes to you. Don't try and think, I want that number. Let it flow. Be drawn to the number rather than force it. And then tell me the number in the chat room. 1, 2, or 3. Sorry, I deliberately made it happen that way. I deliberately let the music come up because I wanted you to just be overwhelmed by the music. So be drawn to the number. Don't try and guess the number. Be drawn to it. Let the number come to you. 1, 2, or 3. Sarah says Colin Fry would be proud of you. I would hope he would. We had a good laugh before he left. Yes, Alison, don't worry, my darling. I deliberately let the voice go away. I brought the music up specifically just to drown myself out. Let the music do it. I saw a purple iridescent dragon with its neck shaped like a number 2. Oh, you are, truly. You're getting well into this stuff. Christine Nolan says number 3. That's all right. For all of you going, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I did that deliberately. Don't worry. So all of the people who are listening to me tonight on 105.3 and 107.7 FM, you can do this as well. You don't necessarily have to see what I'm doing. Just in your mind's eye, in your heart, be drawn to a number, because I'm going to read out the cards anyway. So if you're listening to me on FM tonight around the world, enjoy this. Take that moment. Think of one of the best things that happened to you in 2022. But here's the part. There's a 2-parter to this. Part 1 is recognize that energy. So whatever this great moment of 2022 happened, it has an energy with it. Recognize that energy. Remember it. Kind of shelve it. Hold it. And let it settle itself around you, almost like an invisible shield. Then be drawn to a number, 1, 2, or 3. Right, so here we go, because we're really low on time now, and I'll get on. Those of you who chose card number 1, the card says, be honest with yourself. Now, a lot of you are going to be reading back later on and listening to the show and watching it again. The card says, be honest with yourself. Those of you who chose number 1, the message says, look into your heart and you will know the truth of the situation. It is safe to admit the truth to yourself, for we are here to support and guide you through any necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and the strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires, and they will come upon you on angel's wings. What a beautiful card. What a beautiful card. If you choose card number 2, Mona says nothing. Just do the exercise again, then don't worry. Or you can just feel whichever card when I'm reading them out, Mona, whichever one suits you. So if you chose card number 2, you got blessings in disguise. And once again, if you're listening to me on FM radio tonight, I'm showing the card to the camera right now as we speak. And I'll read it out. So, blessings in disguise. What appears to be a problem is actually part of an answer to your prayers. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and invite wisdom to answer your prayers in the best way. Wow, that is quite a good message in itself. Very cool. Finally, and Alison has been waiting for this. I can feel her. She goes, right, here's my card, here's my card. Card number 3. If you choose card number 3, it's to do with relationships. Boom, y'all. Once again, I'm holding the card up to the camera. If you're listening to me on FM, but you want to go on to YouTube later on, you'll be able to see the entire show again. Anyway, beautiful big angel sitting on the back of a unicorn is the card. And the message is relationship. Your primary relationship is with yourself. That's what I was saying earlier. It should be with yourself. Get yourself in line, sorted, and what you want out of life, and then you'll have the energy to be able to help other people. So your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, and balance a relationship, then snuggle up more closely to your loving Creator, and as you feel safe and loved within, so shall other relationships bloom and prosper. Basically, what that card is saying is, once you feel safe and strong within yourself, all the other relationships connected to you will do exactly the same thing. We're at the end of tonight's show. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here. Please, please continue to share the show. Get it out there. It's on Facebook, it's on YouTube, it's on TikTok, it's on loads of other places. But if you ever get lost and you want to get a hold of me, then please go to www.paulfrancis111.com. Look out for my new mini seminars that are coming up. The very first seminar that I'm planning is Meet Your Guides. And there will only be allowed 10 people to attend that seminar, which will be virtual online. So if you want to be a part of that seminar, then you need to email me, paul@paulfrancis111.com, or go directly to my website and just fill in one of the forms on there. Okay? And just say, hey, Paul, listen, I want to be part of that particular seminar. The first 10 to get on and say, yeah, I want to be on that seminar, you'll be the first 10 to be allowed to be on it. The very first one is going to be Meet Your Guides, and that'll be coming up very, very soon. I will see you all again Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States and 11 p.m. here in the UK. Thank you so very, very much for being here. Please help me out by making this show a massive show by sharing it, all right? And until I see you again, make sure you communicate, appreciate, and validate everybody in your life so Medium never has to do that for you, okay? Now, there are other great shows. Faye, who's in our room tonight, their show is on Wednesday night, and they on Latino Psychic Visions. Make sure you see Roger and Faye's show on this coming Wednesday night. But I will see you again on Thursday night. And until I see you again, take some time out for yourself. It never hurts to take some time out for yourself. At least 15 minutes every single day, just to take that time out and breathe and acknowledge what it is that you want out of life, but more importantly, what you've achieved. Until I see you again, good night and God bless. And thank you so very much for being here.